All right, folks, episode 2 of the Under Par podcast. Thank you so much for the love and support from episode 1. It's been well received. We appreciate it all. We're going to keep these things coming to you. And as you can see, we're joined by a very special guest. Not only my 4-ball partner, not only the strongest legs this side of the Mississippi, though you wouldn't know. And not only does he just hit nukes past anybody and everybody that you could imagine playing with, but he is a heck of a guy. And a heck of a dart thrower as well. So don't get hustled at the bar. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ciaran.
Nick, what an introduction. Appreciate all the support, the gas. I don't need that. My head's big enough.
Feel the fire, baby.
Yeah, partner, it's great to be here. I can't wait for some good conversation and see where this episode takes us.
Yeah, man. No, this is exciting. This is a long time coming. I mean, for those that have watched some of the content and stuff, everyone knows Ciaran as the fast swinging, long hitting guy from all the videos on the Instagram page. But we've been playing golf together for a long time now, and we've come a long way. We still have some unfinished business in the 4-ball, that's for sure.
Plenty of unfinished business.
Yeah. There's a lot of golf still to be played, so we're not worried about it. But I think this is a great episode to intro Ciaran in, and we're gonna keep running these things going forward, and we're gonna have some great guests. I think even just episode 3, we're excited. We've got a really good guest that's going to kind of paint the picture for what golf looks like for guys like us that have wanted to play, wanted to take it to the next level, and what does that process look like, and how do you kind of dig it out of the dirt, if you will. Exciting stuff ahead, but today's episode is just super, super laid back. We just want to kind of focus on the recap of what I would call a very successful week of picks. Has the rest of the week been successful? No. Have we kind of,
for some of us,
have we tossed a couple L's in there? Sure we have. But it is what it is. But I think, let's just jump into it. Quick recap. Last week, first week of bets for us.
Mm-hmm.
We took Scotty Scheffler, we took Sahith Theegala. I mean, who came out on top? It felt good. It felt good going in. It felt good going into the last 7 holes when both guys were in the top 5.
Yeah.
But it was Scheffler's week, as we expected. The guy ran away with it,
Right. No, yeah. It's a unique week when on, Monday evening, you can see the board. You can see the way it's going to play out. And, with Scotty Scheffler in the field, it's not too hard to see where that's going to go. But the dark horse in Sahith, he had a great week. Personally, I'll go ahead. I didn't know it was his birthday last week.
Nope,
the vibes, we got lucky with that one.
We got lucky with the Tiger vibes. I mean, if Tiger's got the hand on the nape of the back, dude. You're getting the magic touch, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, the it factor, that's a good way to put it. I think a big take from that, though, for us as kind of what our plan is with potential dark horse pick going forward is that kind of top 5, top 10. I mean, he fell right in the mix. Did he butcher the last couple holes coming home? Sure. But we all have. So I think, now going forward, we know Sahith and Ludwig, those guys are going to be the guys that are going to be top 5, top 10 finishers each week. So to have Scotty come out on top and let the fellas hit week 1 is huge. Then we roll it right into our NFL picks, and it was obviously the Thursday night game, Lions-Packers, great football game.
Tons of action. Not enough of what we were looking for, though.
Not enough of what we were looking for. David Montgomery, first TD. It was on my ticket. It wasn't on the overall ticket. That's on me, but I did mention it, and I made sure to highlight it at pregame. David Montgomery, first TD was a big cash for a lot of people. But yeah, I mean, the fact that Jalen Reed is technically on the Packers roster and is just didn't participate in the football game at all is criminal. Yeah. It's criminal.
Maybe 3 receptions. Tough to see.
Tough to see, especially after going on St. Brown's podcast and saying, wait till I get to Detroit. So you can stand on the sidelines? But other than that, college slate was our last go at it, and we hit 3 for 4. I mean, Clemson Tigers, I'm happy. Shout out to Zaza, my boy, Clemson's very own. I mean, he hit me up right after the podcast released, and he goes, the no faith in the Tigers is crazy. And he's right. I should have backed the Tigers. That was an incredible football game. And Dabo still got it in him, if you ask me. I don't know. No doubt.
Clemson's going to be fun to watch for the rest of the year, too.
Yeah. I mean, truly, I think they're going to put a good fight. We'll see how obviously everything shakes out and see where the slate falls. But I think he and the Tigers are gonna put up a good fight. Obviously, Oregon looked great. Georgia, the Georgia game was insane. It always is. These last few for them have just been crazy. I know you and I were chalking it up of Texas, Georgia, but
it was
that was
tough.
the game we needed.
I just come back from Austin too. I was boots on the ground, not literally don't wear boots, but the boots in Austin were, it was tough to go against them, but taking the dogs all the way on that one.
Yeah.
Kind of
just made sense
from the start. Yeah, it felt right. And when they were in Atlanta, it was so loud. It was so loud. It was a really tough environment for Texans to play in.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely something they got to consider going forward. I mean, like, how do you put someone in that situation?
It's a tough one. I mean, it's so hard with these kids, and they're kids, man. I mean, they're, eldest 23 years old, maybe, right? And you got a bunch of 19-year-olds basically slinging this football, trying to win humongous games. It means so much to just states, not even just the program,
huge fan bases.
Huge fan bases. So it's crazy. It's going to be an awesome playoff. I'm stoked to see, this 12 team.
We got so much to look forward to. I mean, honestly, I didn't care too much for college football playoffs the past few years. I mean, just, you knew what was going to come. It was going to be in Alabama, Georgia, LSU.
100%.
But like, you knew what was going to happen. I feel like so much can happen with this new 12 team.
Completely agree.
You got more games.
You have so many more games. You have so much more competition. Like a lot of people were saying, you get to the top, Georgia wins, right? They get towards the top and now they play potentially an Alabama, right? You don't even know who you're going to get down there, but you're going to get some dogs. You're going to get some people that never had the chance to come into this, like a March Madness couple teams, right? You see it every year. You see a 16 seed upset, right? It's what these teams are looking for. That 12th team. One football game. It's it, right? It's
crazy.
It's a couple passes, couple picks. You never know.
It'll be awesome.
So, yeah, it's gonna be electric, and I think the energy of that rolls in for guys like us into the golf season right away, right? Like I know we had a huge week. We're kind of off-ish, right? I don't think we have any hot takes on the Grant Thornton. I think if I took the Grant Thornton this week or next week or whatever it is, it's Tony Fanu and Nelly Korda to the moon, dude. I mean, they're an epic team to watch. But
where's our father's son? I was looking for it.
It's coming, I think. It's coming. I think it's got to be the end of the month, right? It's always around the New Year-ish. Tiger got asked. I will say Tiger got asked in the booth. And he gave Dan Hicks the quick, whoa, take it easy, Dan. All right, relax. And he gave him that line, and I was like, in the Sunday Red, too, and I was like, man, I would not want to be tamed by Tiger. That would not feel good.
No, you don't want to get put in your place. He does that enough.
No, so we'll see. Hopefully it comes around. I think he'll play. We'll see how that one shakes out. But I think just realistically, the golf season ahead is incredible. I know you and I have kind of looked things over and got a feel on the schedule for the year. Obviously, just as we always do, but
it's cold in the Midwest. What are we going to do? We're going to look forward to next year.
Yeah, I'm beating balls into a carpet right now. It's ridiculous. But so what are we looking forward to? Obviously, this major slate, which is just insane. The lineup this year is crazy. The players are playing out of their minds already this year. Huge resurgence from some guy. Justin Thomas looks incredible. Obviously, we have to talk about Scotty going into the major season. He just shakes the dust off after taking as much time as he wants. It's just amazing. There's no slowing these guys down. And so they're going to get hit with some incredible courses this year, which I think is the main thing we want to target and look at and kind of queue up for the rest of this year. And so for those that don't know, I'll lay the foundation and you and I can kind of dive into it. And I think what would be great is to kind of get your take on who we think looks good at these venues, right? And who we think is strong for these. So this year, obviously, the major slate's Augusta National first with the Masters. Then we roll into the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow. Great out in North Carolina, beautiful golf club. Okay. My absolute favorite, probably one of my favorite golf courses ever at Oakmont for the U.S. Open.
Oakmont, sure.
Yeah. And then lastly, probably one of Ciaran's favorites in the world, Royal Portrush for the Open. I mean, it's tough to. It's
going to be fun. This is going to be great golf to watch.
You know what I mean? I don't know if you can pick. There's some good ones, right? You do a St. Andrews with a winged foot and a Masters, and then maybe a Bethpage or something. Like, it's hard to put 4 better courses in 1 year together. That's a pretty impressive slate. So take it from the top for me. Who do we like this year at the Masters as a potential future for the people?
So maybe it's some recency bias, but Justin Thomas looked so good this week.
Yeah.
Ball striking, really good. Putters coming around. What I can't ever get over, every year, I keep Justin Thomas. I'll take him as a single. I'll look out for him. There's no one with as much experience, and maybe not personal, but the amount of time he spends with Bones, Freddie Couples, Tiger Woods, on those practice rounds at dinners. There's no one who has as much of that type of experience on that golf course. And it's going to pay off for him. I don't know when. Hopefully in 2025. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm thinking it's 2025.
I'm thinking it's 2025 because I thought it was going to be 24, 23, 22. But Scotty Scheffler got in the way a handful of times. I think 2025, if things keep trending the way they are, I don't think there's any reason why Justin Thomas won't be our guy April.
I love the take. I mean, he's new boot grooving and these new the FootJoy Dad ones. I mean, my pops wears those things. It's crazy. He's always been a premier icon kind of guy, and now he's got the clunkers on. But hey, getting grounded in them. He's got the long driver in from last week. He said that he went up to I think a 46-inch. Crazy. I know. And consider he's like 5'9.5" at most. Yeah,
like,
right.
With the new boots that are lifted and have the foam in them.
He's getting the half inch from the boots.
Yeah,
but maybe
that's why he put those shoes on, dude. He might have needed the extra, extra little bit just to hold on to that 46-inch driver.
Give him a little hike, I mean, it's crazy, but he's shipping it, and he was hitting it. So it was so tight, like the dispersion was 4 or 5 yards both ways, right? And we know him as the guy that can kind of shape it huge, which I think to your point at Augusta is massive. The shapes naturally, you think of 2T, you think of 10T, you think of these big high hooks around the corners. 3 is a little tight pincher fade. That's why Tiger is always so solid on that hole. So I think there's a lot to be said about how he played this week, but also what's ahead. I think Tiger hit it in the booth as he noted, is Justin's grinding. He's in Florida. He just had a kid. Congratulations to him, by the way. We ran into him on the range actually at Medina this year. And, we were talking about it because, that's his due what feels like any day now, which is crazy for us. Yeah. But we were chatting it up and he's like, yeah, hopefully the game, trends in the right direction. So it's funny to hear him say that live and then to have it be, he finishes T2 and then T2, right? And it's just, it's incredible. So I think JT is a solid pick. I love that at Augusta.
And
obviously,
you know what? I don't think a lot of guys are going to be calling his name. I think that, like everyone's going to be looking, at Scotty. There's going to be talks about Bryson. There's going to be talks about Brooks, guys like that'll be bringing the noise. Ludwig too. I mean, he's going to be great call, great ball striker. Yeah. And people are going to be talking about him. And I think JT is just going to be quietly under the radar. He's going to get enough attention, but he's not going to be, those top 5 names. I don't think, unless something crazy happens between now and then, and any of these elevated events and things like that.
Yeah, very true. I love the look of that, and I love to start the year off on a high note with Augusta. There's just no better place in the game of golf, really, to kick off a long season ahead. That being said, let's roll in. I have a strong feeling I know who your take is going to be at Quail Hollow for the PGA, but I'm going to let you spit it out to the people.
My good friend Rory McIlroy. Like? Who else?
Rory McIlroy.
Rory McIlroy all day.
All day. Guy owns that place.
I have been taking him for so long too. Him and JT, right? I just think it's every year. I think it's going to be that. Maybe it's because I'm a Bears fan and I'm used to that. It's going to be our year. But
true.
No, Rory, he's got such good history at Quail Hollow. Yeah. He's going to be comfortable. He's, on the cusp, probably 3 times last year. Easily at winning golf tournaments, and then he did win recently too in Dubai. He's got it. He's still the guy. He just needs to get across the finish line, and where else? And
yeah. So such a good. I mean, I knew, for the folks that are guessing, that's exactly what I knew was going to be said. There is a part of me, and I don't know that I've told you this, but I have this weird feeling, and I don't know that it's a future you could take, because if it was, I think it would be plus a gazillion. I'm thinking Scotty and Rory go to a playoff.
Why wouldn't they?
Quail Hollow, right? PGA Championship on the line. We're talking 14 under,
It's what
14
the people
under.
want.
It's what the people want to see. It's a battle that now they're going to team up in what, a week, right? But now we want to see them duke it out. And I think if there's a place, because for me, to not see Scotty in contention at any of these, which I just, for some reason, the feelings I've got around these tournaments, there might be a different wave of guys. I don't know why, but I'm just feeling it. And I think you might be as well. But I think the real hot take is, for me, is a battle to the end between the two of them. And I think it comes down to a playoff. But
do we take it a step further and say that Rory is going to win it with a big putt, like something that just has been the needle in his side, and by a big putt, maybe for Rory that's like a 7-footer. Yeah,
7 foot, a left to right slider, a makeup putt that he needs desperately. But who knows? Maybe. We'll see what happens. Yeah. North Carolina is a perfect time that early in the season still. A golf course is going to look immaculate. So should be great. And then, this is a big one. Like I said, this is one of my favorite golf courses. It's back home in my home state of Pennsylvania. It's just so beautiful. It's God's country out there with the golf course design over at Oakmont for the U.S. Open. So who do you think is the guy who do you think the guy is that's going to hit the ball the straightest? Let's put it that way.
Who am I to say who is going to win on, one of your favorite golf courses? Come on. I mean, I've been so high on Ludwig over for so long. And
I like that.
I'm actually almost disappointed at how well he's done so fast. I wanted him to stay under the radar. I love getting a rookie on, some good odds, and he's just blasted onto the scene, rightfully so. Totally deserves it. He's
for sure.
I mean, seriously, one of the naturally best ball strikers I think anyone has ever seen. I mean, some of it is. I mean, Rory was saying things like he could hit windows, like you could just call out a window in the sky, and Ludwig would hit it. And
with
it's things just
crazy
with the most control. And you know what? I think a tournament like that is a perfect breakout major for him.
Yeah, that's a perfect take, because to your point and to Rory McIlroy's point, that's a golf course that has to be picked apart straight. You've got to find fairways. I mean, Dustin, that week was, if you date it back, if we did the homework here, which we should have, if that guy's homework, who would have thought? That guy's driving accuracy probably was easily top of the leaderboard. There's no way. You don't get around that golf course without hitting it straight. Our guest next week, by the way, quick side note, he has competed at Oakmont for the U.S. Amateur quite a few years back. So that'll be a really good note to pin and get his take on what he thinks that golf course, who he thinks going to contend, and what he thinks it'll take to have success there. But I do think Ludwig is due. I even would, just to your earlier point, it's crazy to say that out loud. How can you be due when you've been playing professional golf for 37 months or whatever it is, right? Like, it's just insane. Not even, that's a stretch. It's been maybe 2 years. It's just crazy. It's such good golf. It's such accurate golf. And when he gets the putter going, he can putt the lights with the best of them. So I love that take. I think that's the perfect spin into our last major of the year, which is Royal Portrush Open Championship. Is this another one where you're going to shock me and throw me a curveball? Are we going to see Scotty Scheffler in the mix? Or are we going to see a first-time major again?
You know what? Portrush last time was a first-time major champion in another good friend of mine, Shane Lowry. These are stretches. I haven't met Shane yet, but we will.
We will.
And when we do, we'll be best of buds. No, I think it will be another first-time major champion in Tommy Fleetwood. That's who I think is going to come around, and I don't think he's going to have a lead all week. I think that it's going to be a Shane Lowry 2.0. I love what happened there. It was such a good one, and I think for Tommy, he'll be ready. He will have done his homework, and he'll be ready to break out on the scene.
That is an amazing take, and can I say I'm slightly shocked at the fact that I wasn't considering Tommy Fleetwood, and I should have been, because the guy is a sleeper.
He's around.
He's a sleeper every week. He's around. For anyone that wants to know who our year-long dark horse will always be, as a top 25 guy, it's Tommy Fleetwood. He's always around.
Is he yet to win on the PGA Tour? Like in the United States, I believe. I think he's won internationally tons, right? And,
he's won internationally.
The Canadian Open 2 years ago, I think it was last year or 2 years ago.
Was the one where Nick Taylor dropped a 75-footer, which is crazy.
That would have been his first PGA Tour win, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Fleetwood.
Yeah, I think it's amazing to see the success that he's had for so long, so many years. So it's not like been 4 or 5 years. It's been a decade's worth of work. And it's just, you're right. I think he's due for something big, and that very well could be the one, right? Nice pinching, penetrating ball flight. He could scoot it up there with the best one. English golfer, they know how to play the low runner.
Yep.
And when he is putting,
it's going to come down to short game. It's going to come down to short game.
You're right. And he's a Phil Kenyon guy. And Phil Kenyon, as we know now, obviously I've had the luxury with working with Phil before, and it was probably his worst case of putter. I mean, the things that Phil Kenyon had me doing, it shows. It shows that where I was
you
to where I am now, I looked like Helen Keller out on the greens. It was atrocious, dude. But it didn't help me get to the top. Obviously, we wouldn't be sitting here, right? But Fleetwood, working with Phil all those years has obviously helped tremendously. And now we see the exact same effects onto Scottie Scheffler working with Phil as well. So it's great to see the success of what a putting change can do for someone. And Tommy has done that. And to pair that with such good ball striking is, to your point, I think that could be a really good take. And you probably get some banger odds on that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's ready for it. We'll have to look it up. I mean, we got to see
the odds on
where
that one. We didn't want to get aggressive here today and give away a bunch of crazy futures. I think over time, as we get closer to the spring and get closer to Augusta, we'll start to lay the foundation for those futures. But that is an incredible set of takes. I think that cues us up perfectly. Keep the things rolling with a little bit of gambling. Let's sprinkle it in. The people love it. The people need it. People need to win.
Waiting for it.
The people are waiting for it. And this week coming up in NFL, I mean, we've been looking at these slates, and these games are insane. I mean, you've got some monster games to where the odds are like, we're talking the most 50-50 games I've ever seen.
I mean, exactly.
It's so good. And I think for the people this week, what we want to do with Ciaran's debut episode here is we're going to each fire 3 picks. It's going to give us a 6-legger. We'll put them up on the board here for you all to see, but we're going to go 6 picks. Each of us take 3, and then we're going to piece it together, and let's see the odds that we can get, and let's win one all this together. So let's roll it in, Ciaran. Who do you got? NFL, ML, spread, points, whatever you like. Yeah. Who's your first take?
Yeah, I think we're going to keep it simple, stupid. We're going to go with
That's what Phil Kenyon said to me, by the way. Phil Kenyon said.
Yeah, it's about time. We're going to keep it simple with an underdog money line in the Rams. That's how we're keeping it simple.
Money line Rams, huh?
Yeah, that'll be the first take of this 6-legger here.
Love
money
that.
Line
That's a great take. I'm going to keep it simple as well, and we're going to go with a money line bet, and we are going to take Packers -148. It's a great game for them. I love what Jordan Love's doing. I love Love, and he's the guy. Unfortunately, as a Bears fan, or not even, I'm not even going to own that anymore. It is what it is, right? The guy is a great quarterback. I think he went under the radar for a long time, and everyone was confused as to why they took him. But I think he has what it takes to lead that team, and it's clearly showing. So Packers money line.
NFC North is such a battle. Everyone's going to be grinding. I mean, these are all playoff games for these guys. So
100%, exactly right.
Going down the NFC North, I think Detroit Lions are going to win against the Bills. It was crazy, the stuff that we saw out of Josh Allen yesterday. That was superhero, Superman type stuff that I don't know if you can continue it. And I don't know if his defense is ready for the Detroit Lions in Detroit, no less.
Yeah.
And it's going to be loud. It's going to be a playoff.
Madhouse. You were just boots on the ground there recently, were you?
It was, for the Tennessee Titans blowout game. And let me tell you, in the fourth quarter, they're winning by 40, and that place is still deafening. These fans have been, waiting 60 plus years, however long it's been, and they are going to show up for the Buffalo Bills. And I think the Detroit Lions are going to cover 1.5.
Love that. 1.5 Detroit Lions. That's another -112. That's another tight. It's another tight game. But that's what you need. You want these games to be tight. You wanna see these things come down to the wire right there, right? Like you get a -1, you get the tie ball game comes down to a field goal, keeps you on the edge of the couch. Like that's what you need. You need that stuff.
What we don't need is them to be down by 2 and go for that field goal. That's
exactly
what we don't
right.
need.
We do not need that. We didn't score in a ton at that point. But another one it's for me. This team it's It's a joke. After last night's game, I heard someone say, and it absolutely gutted me, was this field goal hits the post and someone threw Diddy oil all over that thing to get that thing through the ends or through the uprights. I was gutted, but the Kansas City Chiefs are just, it's so hard to beat these guys. They just grit it out somehow. The calls go their way, sure.
Yeah,
the kicks,
they find a
hit
way to
field goal
win.
post, and call Cody Parkey and tell him to apologize to the post, right? Maybe that's what this other kicker's doing. I don't know. But it's hard to see. They find a way to win, like you said. So give me Kansas City Chiefs money line. I want to take spread on that to cover some extra points, but with the way that the Chiefs are winning these games, it could be anything. They could blow them out by 20,
you're right.
or they could win by that field goal when they're down 2 again, right? Like it's so hard to toss up. So give me the ML on Kansas City.
Yeah, quick pause there. I love to see you coming around on a conservative bet. Nick Brandt, as of
look at my hands are shaking doing this.
8 hours ago, would have just hit Kansas City Chiefs to the moon. Take them minus 14.5.
Or I would have said take the fucking Browns, dude. Give me the Browns money line.
True. Yeah, you do like a dog. So
I do.
Yeah, that's a good take. We'll take Chiefs money line on that one.
Love that.
Year of the rookies. How about we talk about Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos?
Oh, you know what? That rolls into my next pick too. So I love that. So go ahead.
You feeling money line Denver's Bronco on this one? Minus 180?
I love that. Who they got the Colts, right?
Yeah, at home.
At home.
Broncos will be home, and it's a must win for these guys, right? They're playing.
Very true.
They've got playoff hopes, and I mean, Bo Nix, for all we know, he could be playing for individual accolades for rookie of the year. I mean, the guy is doing something special, so I think they'll pull out a win.
Yeah,
a Sunday 325.
325 game. I love that. I think you're right on Bo Nix. I think he is slinging it right now. He's playing it, and when he runs too. He underestimated run game, I think. I don't know. Maybe in college people were looking at it, but he has come out when he runs the ball. That guy gets in the end zone. He's given the feelings of the guy you just talked about, Josh Allen. Just Josh Allen puts that nose to the ground. That's the same thing I'm seeing out of Bo Nix. So it's good to see the resurgence in Denver. But to your point, individual accolades, offensive rookie of the year. I thought this guy had it, and I thought he was doing everything right. They went on a little spell there, but I am still high on this kid and his team. Give me the Commanders money line to round this out at the Saints. I don't think that's a crazy take. It's the most favorable odds by far that we're taking in this lay. But I think they really need a big pick me up kind of feeling. And Jaden the guy can sling it with the best of them
for sure.
But it'll be exciting to see this whole session play out.
So where does that put us?
That puts us at plus 1932. 6 ways, plus 1932.
Oh my gosh.
There's a few in here you could sprinkle on their own. I don't know that I'm taking Commanders money.
I always do. You know I do.
And we did it last week, as we talked about. We sprinkled across, and we took those college slates on their own, and then took them, laid together. And we missed that by 1, but you hit on the slates or on the singles, and you feel really good about yourself. So I would probably sprinkle a couple of these on their own just to cover yourself. But this lay feels really good. I feel like these teams are all, like you're saying, they're playing for something bigger. It's going to be a really strong week for football. So exciting stuff ahead.
I'm not leaving the couch. There's no way.
It's going to be tough, man.
No, Sunday's going to be a great day.
I got stuff to do, but we're not leaving the couch. It's going to be tough, man. That's a great day. I think even into, the Sunday day games, that Bills game is going to be crazy. Bills Lions is going to be awesome. So I think we're in for a treat. We're in for a really good year of golf. I can already feel it after this week, even though it was a very limited field. I think we have a lot of good stuff ahead, and there's going to be a lot of good golf ahead out of us too. As the year gets closer and we get through this winter,
we'll see our schedule will come out soon. We don't have that out yet.
Hey, and
that's always a good day.
For the people, once the local schedule comes out for guys like us, we get jacked up. You start signing up for tournaments, and we'll get to bring to you guys kind of the real feel and the real highs and lows of the amateur golf swing, right? And that's what we want to keep as the focal point of all of this, right? The betting is fun, the NFL is fun, college hoops is going to be fun, but it's about the golf at the core of this. It's what means the most to us, and it's what's sparked this whole thing and allowed us a place to come talk about sports in general. But golf is the stronghold for us. So we're going to keep everything coming your way. We're going to keep firing off these episodes. And like I said, next week, we're super excited. First guest. Ciaran counts as a guest, but he's a full-time member now. So we're gonna keep this thing rolling, man. Ciaran, final words.
You know what? I'm real excited. One, to see, how these picks, we were just talking so big here. We just called out every major. We just called out 50-50 games on the NFL. I'm feeling like I can see the world in front of me right now. Like I could just, I'm playing God, calling out what's going to happen.
I love it.
And, I think we're going to be a couple happy guys when some of these things come true. So,
love it,
Nick. I'm pumped to be part of this. I can't wait to see how this unfolds. Can't wait to see, our conversation next week, and, more good things to come.
You bet, dude. This is going to be awesome. We're going to have a lot of fun. Folks at home, thank you again. Tune in each week. Head on over to the YouTube, like, subscribe, keep this thing running, send it to friends, family, comment below, let us know how we're doing. It makes it more interesting for us and makes it more exciting to get people engaged. And like I said, this is just episode 2. We're rolling, we're chugging along, and we're going to keep these things firing. So thank you again for tuning in, and we'll catch you next week.